And then she kind of had all these different eggs placed in her, and you three lovely individuals popped out. I'll give you guys a little bit of backstory, and Megan will obviously fill in the blanks. But again, Megan's a triplet. Her brother, which is super cool, also plays professional baseball. Her dad spent almost 2 decades playing professional baseball. And with all of the crazy, hectic traveling and stress, apparently Megan's mom had a miscarriage. So, Megan, if you could first talk a little bit about your dad and your mom and get into what it's like being a triplet.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's crazy too. So my dad and mom met actually at a charity event in Houston. My dad was playing with the Astros at the time, and my mom was working for Bank One, and they just got introduced through mutual friends. And it was so crazy because they ended up living at the same apartment complex and didn't know it. So they just met through mutual friends, ended up dating, and then got married. And they got pregnant when my dad was playing with the Chicago Cubs. And my dad had gotten traded at the time. And it was just a lot of stress on my mom trying to pack up and move things around. And she ended up having a miscarriage. And after that, they decided to do in vitro. I think they could have had up to 6, but us 3 took. And so they had triplets. But it's crazy because my mom is a natural twin. She has a twin brother. So everyone says it skips a generation. So my sister and I could easily have multiples, which would be really cool.
I think that is such an incredible story to hear you tell that, or don't really know much about what it's like to date a professional athlete. The life can get pretty bizarre and hectic.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, this lifestyle it's amazing and such a blessing, but it's also such a grind for the player as well as the significant other. And I couldn't agree more with you. Yeah, having to stay alone. I'm such a people person, so I've had to really dig deep and be content with being alone sometimes and knowing that that's okay to be alone and to find joy in being alone. But yeah, the lifestyle, it's definitely different as an adult and as a significant other than as a kid when I was growing up, but it's been such a blessing.
And let's talk a little bit about what it's like actually being a triplet. So, obviously, you guys were all born at the same time. Did you guys ever experience any like sibling rivalry? What was the competition like when you guys were growing up? If there was any type of competition, how did you guys spend your little play dates together? What was it like having 2 other siblings essentially the same exact age that you were?
Growing up was the best. I feel like it was just so much fun to have 2 built-in best friends, and you'd go to school and you always had someone looking out for you, kind of keeping an eye on you. I feel like our friend groups just expanded so much more because there was 3 of us. Growing up was so fun. I wouldn't say that there was any rivalry between us because I have my sister Alyssa and then my brother Jacob. Yeah, I just feel like growing up, my sister and I, we got along really well. We shared clothes, which was fun. My brother, he's the middle child, like the peacekeeper. I'm the oldest, so I'm very motherly. My sister, a little bit more free-spirited. But I feel like our personalities really worked well together. My parents were smart about the fact that they wanted us to each have our own identity and not to rely on each other too much. So growing up, my parents always asked our teachers in elementary school, even middle school, to separate us and put us in different classes. Even if we had the same teachers in rotation, we weren't actually in the class together because they wanted us to have our own identity and have our own friends. And